if you guys beat Ohio State, we will all sit in there being tied.
So, yeah.
That's what I was going to say. Like, the bowl committee, I would almost assume that they'll be salivating to try to get the Nebraska fan base to that.
So going off Michigan and Ohio State, as it stands right now, Ohio State's favored by 20.5 points. As it stands right now.
Hey,
now here's
good news. You put a 50 on Northwestern.
And you know what? Ohio State put on Northwestern only 31, and they let them score a touchdown. So this is the reason why I believe, and I'll talk more about this in the locker room. I believe that this is maybe the lock pick of the year. Michigan plus 20.5.
Okay, plus 20. I thought you were going to say money line.
No. And but there's a huge possibility for that as well.
You never know.
But if you look at just the time that I was at Michigan, and when I was at Michigan, we were terrible. I got a chance to speak to the team today, on Friday before the Northwestern game, which I put up the most points ever. Is that a coincidence? I'll let the fans decide. But I spoke to them, and I even told them then, like, hey, I was ass. So thank you for bringing back the culture of Michigan. It was amazing. When we were as bad as we were, we ended up going 7-5 one year. We were fighting for that 6-6. We would always be, double-digit underdogs against Ohio State. And in 2013, I believe, was when Ohio State was banned because of their little tattoo scandal from going to any bowl games. They were undefeated. We had 4 losses, about to have 5, and it was 41-42 with us with the ball going for 2 at the end of the game to win it. And we had no business being in that game. This is a week where if there are large lines on rivalry underdogs, this is the time to take those picks.
I love that.
You got to take those picks because it's just something about those colors versus the other colors and seeing them in the hatred. They just have a way of playing up because we know Ohio State has paid for all their talent. Ohio State has maybe the most talented team in college football. Will they put all together win a national championship? I don't think so. But you got Michigan, who they've lost a lot of guys. They lost a head coach. They lost their quarterback all in the time that the transfer portal was going on. So once they leave, Sharon Moore gets in. Now the transfer portal is like the tier 2 or 3 guys. You haven't had a good chance to grab that chunk of the people that were grabbing them, like Indiana was, like Nebraska was, those types of things. I think they play up this week. And I think covering 20.5 is huge. There is a world where Michigan just owns Ohio State mentally. And they've done the last 3 years in a row. And they go into Columbus, Ohio, and they shock the world. That is a possibility. You haven't seen them play like this year against Northwestern. 50 points. I know. Running the ball on the ground. We had a 2-minute. There was a minute and 20 seconds left in the half.
17-6 at halftime.
I was
like, they might lose to Northwestern.
Hey, relax.
That's all I was thinking when I saw the score. Just when I checked the score.
Hey, I was thinking the same thing.
17-6.
I was thinking the same thing, dude. But when we go, literally, there's a minute and 20, 2 timeouts left, and we have the ball, and they threw the ball. Michigan, 2024 Michigan Wolverines, threw the football and scored a touchdown before the half, and then got the ball right after the half, scored again. Just saying, man.
Oh, so it was
teams looking different.
It was almost 10-6 going into halftime.
Yes.
Well, you guys mocked them. I was just when I was checking the scores, I was like, oh, fuck. Northwestern's playing this a little too tight right now.
Underwood was at the game. Bryce Michigan. Underwood was there.
That's why your QB showed
up a little bit. Guy had a lot of chains on for a high school football player. I'll say that. He had a lot of chains on. That makes me a little bit nervous.
Uncle Tom got that.
He was rolling like 20 people too. Oh, no. Also makes me nervous. I know, dude.
He had an entourage with a lot of chains.
He had a squad with him. Yeah, Detroit kid
with him.
He had a bunch of people with him. Ooh. Stallions was not there. Stallions was in the parking lot. He's not allowed in the building, I don't think. But Chris Bryant was like, hey, Taylor, meet Bryce. I was like, hey, man, good to meet you. This is your first game? He's like, no, I've been like 4 years. I'm like, oh, my fault. He definitely had an aura about him, I'll say that. He had an aura. He had an I'm him about him.
He big dog you?
No, I wasn't a big dog, but he definitely had no fucking clue who I was. All good. All good. Just go and win games, brother. You don't have to know who I am. Don't ever open up that DM that I sent you 3 weeks ago about coming to Michigan. Don't do it. Don't need to. But now it's kids from LSU calling. How much am I offering? I've committed some money to Michigan. I did that this weekend. I told them, hey, you guys need a little something, I got you.
Nice.
Not going to do the Portnoy method. It's not going to have 2 commas. But I'll help out.
You give them back.
I'll help out. Let me get let me get one of the mini fridges named after me. You know what I'm saying? I just want a little mini fridge named after me in the Schembechler Hall. But kids from LSU are calling Michigan saying, hey, we want to play with Underwood. Gee, I hate putting salt in the wound, but that tackle from Alabama, that 5-star kid, that everyone's raving about that's coming to Alabama. Word on the street is he wants to flip now to Michigan. So this is
we have depth.
This is
son.
a domino.
Like, what are you
I
talking
know.
about?
I know. Listen, I get it. Alabama's big and bad for now. I get it.
It's
just
all right.
lost to
Won the
Oklahoma
Natty,
24-3.
Barely made a bowl. It's all good.
Right. All good.
Down
right.
bad.
And I kind of just explained why that's all good. So I'm just saying there is a change of the guard happening at Michigan yet again. A lot of things to be excited about yet again, boys. I will see you guys in 2025.
Are you going to the game this weekend?
No, I'm gonna hang out with my family, dude. I've been,
Ohio State, Michigan.
I will
the
watch
game.
it. I will watch it from home. It's gonna be amazing. I can't wait. And we're going to Vegas next week, Jack.
Are you prepared that if Michigan doesn't cover that potentially goes down on you and your fandom, and you carrying the torch for Michigan?
Yeah, me. Yeah, if we don't cover 20.5 points, and I am sitting on the bus right now saying we're going to cover 20.5 points, and we don't do that, yeah, it's on me. Sure, it could be on the 150 guys that play the game, but yeah, I'll be there. I'll take some of that weight on my shoulders. I get it.
JP, where is South Carolina at? Where are you guys positioned? Because obviously I love just
the road's there.
Would love a South Carolina Nebraska game just for us for
the path is there. If South Carolina does make it, we're going to piss off almost the whole country because we would be the only 3-loss team. And no matter what I believe of South Carolina,
path? Like, is there a path where the country doesn't get as upset?
The biggest thing that would have to happen is Tennessee losing to Vanderbilt. And I think if that happens and we beat Clemson convincingly, it is that 12 spot would, I think, go to us based off rankings because Clemson right now in the AP is ranked like 13.
You'd probably also need Texas to beat Georgia.
Alabama.
Right?
Was Clemson 14? Clemson might be 12.
But would you also need Texas to kind of beat Georgia just to make it that much more definitive? Because then at that point, Georgia's
that's in the SEC championship.
I think they more so would need some help from like SMU
or like one of those ones. Yeah, really, we would need that's what it is. We need Syracuse to beat Miami so that Clemson goes to the ACC championship and that we have the win, a big win over the ACC champion.
I would love that chaos.
You got to bet all those games this weekend.
I truly would love that chaos.
What's crazy is Clemson moving up so far. I would love to see
Michigan beat Ohio State just for next week. We all come in and we're back shitting on the Big Ten. Like, the Big Ten, how do they lose to Michigan?
No, we're not shitting on the Big Ten.
No, I know, but
it's the best conference. We just beat up on each other.
Just this time of year.
Hey, look how dumb this is, though, because this past weekend, South Carolina was ranked 18 and Clemson was ranked 17. Clemson beat Citadel. They moved all the way up to 12. We beat Wofford and moved 2 spaces over to 16. How does Clemson go all the way to 12 after a win over?
It sets up this weekend.
Yeah, but it's just dumb. Like,
Sweeney's got some connect on the inside.
Yeah, whatever.
He does.